Hello everyone, and welcome to So Many Games Little Time. My name is Joachim, and today we will be playing Age of Galaxy by Jeffrey CCH. You might also know them from Age of Civilization. That was their previous game. And it just recently arrived at my doorstep from the Kickstarter. And yeah, so I decided to give it a spin. Shouldn't be too long, it says 45 minutes, so we'll see. What else should I say? We're playing the solo mode. They are releasing some scenarios as we speak on the Kickstarter page, but I haven't checked that out yet. I'm just trying the basic game first. Yeah, so how exactly do you play this game? All right, so first of all, I'll walk you through all the steps that you do normally, different phases when you play. And the first one is, at the start of your turn, you're going to be getting 3 action cubes. So 1, 2, and 3. There you go, right? You'll be using these cubes later on. Then you will get money equal to your production. Production is orange, yellow is the money. So in this case, we'll be getting 3 gold. And then after that, your production will go backwards once. And then you're going to be activating certain certain actions or whatever. You'll see the icon here. Certain abilities, if you have this, then they activate at the end of the production phase, which is what I was talking about just now. So once all of that is done, that's basically some administration that you're doing, right? Then you're going to actually start the action phase where you'll be using these 3 cubes and doing all kinds of stuff in the galaxy. You can see here is the ship, what do we call it again? The Galactic Fleet, of which we are part of. And we are going to go all the way through the galaxy. So this is basically the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, and then the game will be over, right? So during your turn, you'll be able to do everything that it says here, or also here, basically. For example, one of the actions that you could do is you could put your cube on a manufacturer. Then what does that mean? For every 2 gold that you spend, you can build a ship. Now, I'm playing with the green faction. Don't have a specific name, but I call them the horseshoe crabs because, let's just be honest, they look like horseshoe crab ships, right? Even the bottom, they look a little bit like the legs. Anyway, so you would then get 1 ship for 2 gold or 2 for 4 and so on. That's when you go to manufacture. So the next one is retrieve. This is very simple. Basically, you are going to be spending the cost over here, which is 3 gold and discovery thing, this like currency as well. And then you will be getting this, which is a relic, and they give you victory points at the end of the game. That is what the retrieve does. And cycle, I think next to it means you can do it as many times as you want. Okay. Then we have scavenge. If you put it here, you just get 1 gold. That's it. Okay. Very simple. Then you have other stuff. You'll put the cubes here, but for the other ones, you will not put the cubes there. You'll put them somewhere else. For example, you have develop. But before we do develop, let's talk about colonize first. Colonize, you are going to be putting a cube on a planet. Now, for now, the only 2 planets we can go for are these ones. So one is a fire planet, and this one is a more hazardous planet, I guess you could call it, but I'm sure it has a specific name, which I will just quickly look up. It's a barren planet, and this is a volcanic planet. Yeah. So these are reachable, but you can only reach them if, for the volcanic planet, if you have one of the factions that has volcanic in the bottom left corner. So if I start the game with any of these other ones, I will not be able to colonize there because I need to have the volcanic trait. So for example, if I really want to start with a planet, then I probably should start with Ophrelic here because they will allow me to actually colonize there. Now you could argue, what about the barren planet? Well, for the barren planet, you need a little bit extra. I'll get back to that really soon because I want to talk about colonize first. If you don't have a planet yet, then your first planet will cost 1 gold. If you already have a planet, it will cost 2 gold. If you have 2 planets already, it'll cost 3 gold, and then up that way. Okay, so let's say we did have a relic. Let's say we do colonize there. The cube then does not go there, but it goes on top of the planet, which will grant us 1 production, and you move that up. Okay, that's how that works. The barren planet, if you want to go there, you need to go for research. You can see research here is 3 gold or 1 discovery. Okay, and then you also have the higher level researches, which is 3 gold and 1 discovery or 2 discoveries. And the whole research stuff is on your player board. You start at the bottom. So let's say I do research and I research terraforming. That would give me 1 production. And I can also colonize barren planets from now on. So on my turn, I could go do research first, and then my second action, go colonize there. That will be perfectly valid. Okay. You also have the other ones. Warp drive may travel 1 system ahead. So if you have warp drive, you can already colonize here as well. Otherwise, you would not be able to. Laser weapon gives you protection, so strength actually. And strength is important to protect yourself from other people. So for example, if I have 1 planet and I have 1 ship, then I am protected. No one can hurt me. Okay. If I have 1, because it's in the war phase, that happens later on. Okay, so I guess I'll keep it for them. But that's why you need it for defense, and also to decide your ships, how many you can keep. So let's say you have 2 ships, right? Let's say you have 2 horseshoe crabs, and you only have 1 strength at the end of the round. Then one of the ships will disappear. All right, at the end of the full game round, it will disappear because you only have strength 1, so you can only keep 1. So it's kind of a way to keep your ships around as well. All right, so that's colonize and research. Another thing you should know about research is, for example, if you start with warp drive, the only next one you can get is either terraforming, laser weapon, or hyperspace scanner. You cannot go diagonally. But once you have reached the 2nd level, doesn't matter which one, then you can go diagonally. So let's say we are here. My next one could be terraforming, warp drive, or antimatter missile, or xenology. So once you reach there, you can branch out to the left and the right. So that is research. Remember though, the top level technologies require a higher price. Then you have trade. When you do trade, you're going to be looking here because these are all trading cards. For example, let's say I want to go here and I will pay 7 gold to get 2 prestige. Then this is supposed to be here actually. Then this will go down 2 spots. I now have 2 points at the end of the game. Okay, so that's prestige. Or I could sell 1 influence for 5 gold. I can do that there too. But every time you go there, it will get locked. So if it were to happen that this trading card completely fills up, then you flip it over. And also all the cubes that were on there go back to the players. So it might happen then you have more than 3 actions that you normally have. And from then on, people can just put the cubes as many times as they want here to do what it says, and it will never flip over again. So the golden age only happens once. So basically, because you've used it so many times, it gives you more actions later on. So it's pretty interesting, golden age. So lore exchange allows you to do something similar than interstellar goods trading. You can see here 1 influence for 2 discoveries, or 3 discoveries for 2 prestige, 1 influence for 2 production, or 3 production for 2 prestige. So of course prestige is final victory points, quite important. All right, so that actually does most of the stuff here. We haven't talked about develop and haven't talked about nominate or explore. So develop, that costs 7 gold, so quite expensive. But let's say we already did this, and then we do develop, we pay the 7 gold, we put this on top, all right? And that will give us either 1 prestige, no, it gives us 1 prestige, and then either 1 influence or 1 gold and 1 production. So we choose one of those 2. So it gives us a point here to go up. And not only that, but once we develop, we can use the 3rd one to nominate. For example, here, if I go here, I can do nominate by paying 3 influence and get 4 prestige. So to get to nominate, very simple. First you colonize, then you develop, and then you can nominate. But of course, there are ways to stop people from nominating and everything. But that's the war phase that will happen later. Okay. And then here we have anomalies, which is explore. You need to have one ship. For example, if I have one horseshoe crab here, I need to have one. I'll put a cube in here, and you do need to have strength. So at the moment, I don't have any strength. All right, so I need laser weapons at least to do that. And then basically it allows me to pick up one of these spots. So I put it here and I flip this over and I get whatever it is that I need, right? Could be, you can see it here, could be 1 relic, 2 discovery, or 3 gold and 2 discovery, or 4 discovery. So it can be very valuable to go out of your way to get it, okay? All right, so I think that covers most of the stuff here. There are also 3 things that you can always do, no matter what. They don't require cubes, and those are the lightnings. So you can always give up 1 discovery for 1 gold, give up 1 influence for 1 gold, and give up 2 production for 1 gold. But of course, those things, I don't think you'll be using them a lot because it's pretty desperate. All right, you can see it here also what it means. It's a nice overview. All right, so once all of that has been done, there's also one more thing you can do, and that is play a card. Now let's say we started with off relic. Okay, that was our starting faction. Now first of all, if this is your starting faction, then you would get this. Of course it's 0-0, but if you would start with Aurora, you'd get 2 ships and 2 gold to start the game with, and you'd already have 1 strength. Okay, and if you are the Overlord and decide not to require planet, but more about Overlord stuff later. So let's say I have this guy already, right? The moment you play him, you would get this because that's what this icon means. And if I research one of the top levels, I would also get 1 influence. Now, what else can I do with these remaining 6 cards? First of all, when the game starts, you will have 7. You can see 7 here. And then you can discard up to 3 and draw 3 new ones. But then those will be the cards you will have for the rest of the game. And you can see there's a huge deck, right? So there's a lot of variability, a lot of replayability as well. So let's say we have a relic, and then during the game, each round, I can play one of these cards. Now, first of all, I could play them for their reinforcements, which is basically whatever it says at the bottom here next to the planet. So this card would give me 1 influence. This gives me 1 prestige, 1 influence, 3 gold, 1 prestige. So you can play it for that. Or you can play it as a 2nd or 3rd faction. And then when you put it down, once again, you'll get what it says on the left, and then whatever it says here will happen as well. Or you can play it to change your ideology, because ideology is important for endgame scoring, because your major ideology will give you points. For example, if our relic remains our major ideology, you get 1 extra victory point for each researched upper level technology, so 3 points. If you have this one, then you get 1 extra VP for 4 prestige for each of them. If you have the red one, you get 1 VP for each ship that you have on a planet. If you have the gear, you get 1 extra VP for each developed planet. And if you have the bottom one, you get 1 extra VP for each 2 relics, rounded down. Now, do these ideologies have a name? Yeah, so militarism, culturalism, industrialism, diplomacy, or science. So our relic is science. So you can change it throughout the game. And then let's say I want to change it with Aurora. And you just put it like this. And from now on, we have become I've already forgotten. We have become a diplomacy. That's our focus now. All right, so I think that kind of explains how the main game works. Then we go to the war phase, which is also a little bit more complicated. So in the war phase, basically you're going to be comparing your ships. So let's say I have 1 ship, and the solo player, starts with 4 ships. He also has 4 strength. Okay, so let's see here. Sorry, 2 ships, not 4 ships. He starts with 2 ships. 2 ships, and he has 4 strength. Okay, so because he already has all the technologies here, so that gives him 4 strength. He's not going to have any factions. Okay, the factions will pass by, but he's not going to have a main faction. So he has 4 strength and 2 ships. So if we compare this now, and let's say I have 1 planet here, then obviously he has more ships than I do. So he will become the overlord. Now in a normal place, when in a normal game with 2 players, if you are the overlord, you get 1 gold and 1 prestige, but he doesn't do all that kind of stuff. But with a human opponent, that is what is winnable. If you play with 4, the overlord, so the most powerful of all, will get 3, 1, and then 1, 1, and 1, and so on. So what happens in a solo game if someone is overlord? Well, first of all, you get rewards, which is there, and then the overlord can acquire 1 unprotected planet. Now, I have 1 ship and I have 1 planet, so that means they're protected. But if I had no ship and I had 1 planet, then the planet would be unprotected, and then his ship could just go in and be like, oh, I took it over. Now, he doesn't get anything for it, nothing at all, but he has stopped me from getting points for it. So basically, you use it to stop people, but you yourself don't really gain much from it. And then at the end, you also lose all your ships. You can only keep the amount of ships of the amount of defense that you have. If there is a tie in the number of ships, so let's say 2 against 2, then you look at the strength. So in this case, he has 4, I have 0, he still wins, he is still overlord, right? If there's still a tie between strength as well, then both players get the rewards, all right? And then, like I said, at the end of the round, you get rid of the ships that you have to and keep the ones that you want. So in the solo version, if the opponent, if he is overlord, then he will take 1 planet of you if he can. If you are overlord, you can also take, he will take 1 planet if he can, but you get to choose which one. And he will also always only just take 1 and use 1 of his ships if he can. He will also protect his own planets if he can. If he cannot, then of course you can take it over, or at least I can take it over, right? So one more thing for the solo variant, when it's his turn, he is going to reveal the top 2 cards of the deck, of the factions, and then depending on what they are, he will do certain things. So for example, he will look at the ideology. If it's science, he's going to get 1 ship up to a maximum of 5. If it is diplomacy, he will get 2 influence, and after that, if he has more than 2, he spends 3 to nominate, so basically to take 1 of these spots. If it's militarism, if your ships exceed your strength, you lose 1 ship. So that's for me then, because he shoots 1 down. The opponent acquires the leftmost barren planet by putting a cube on it, and acquires 1 influence, is it? Yeah. And then with spiritualist, I think it is, remove the leftmost of these things. So just remove it. All right. So in the end, he's not the only way he's going to take planets. The only way he takes planets is by taking the barren ones. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. All right. And then once all of that is done, then we're going to move this one forward, reveal this part of the galaxy, and the cubes that are here, they will move upwards to the different cards, and then they reset the player sequence for next round. So we start all over again. Okay, I think that roughly shows you how to play. Right now, there are some things with this setup that I have forgotten to do, and one thing is that I have forgotten to cover up some of the spots that you cover up when you play solo. For example, all the 3+ and 4+ spots should be covered up, which is what I'm doing now. There we go. And also for the solo player, they have actually already discovered all of their technologies. So technically they should all be covered by cubes. There we go. Not that it does anything, because the solo player does not gain anything specific, because they don't really score. They're only here to make your life more difficult, to keep your score lower. Small caveat, that is that when we reveal the cards for the solo player, they do colonize worlds, because they will look at the habitat of those factions, and if they are available, they will put their cube on it, so they will take over worlds. So missed that for a second. At least we haven't started playing yet, right? So that's good. All right, I think we can start playing. Let me just reset all of this because I haven't chosen anything yet. So all these can go back, and I get to remove 3 factions as well if I want to. Obviously, I can look at the planets and see which ones are available, and also check through the faction cards and see what I like potentially. I actually really like the Drorda, not Aurora, but the Drorda, because you get chips, but you also immediately have 1 strength. And if you are the Overlord and decide not to acquire a planet, you get stuff. So if you don't take his planets away, you get stuff, which is good in solo, because he doesn't get points anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You actually get a point for not taking his planet. But then actually in endgame scoring, they also give you points. So, but I like the fact for the money and the ships. Yusud or Asud, they like it when you develop those, which is also nice, and the ion cannon is good. But then to get to the planet here, we have to either wait around or get warp drive immediately to get there. I guess I should more check like which ones are not very useful. For example, this one, all rivals lose, because that's not really helpful at all. Yeah, this one I'm not gonna get, so that's already 1. I can remove up to 3, right? So let's see. This seems to be okay. May colonize. Oh, basically this can just colonize everything. It's pretty awesome. And you get 2 ships, but you need to make sure you keep them as well. All right, and then here. Let's see what else. I think the rest seem pretty much okay, to be honest. I think I'll just keep all of these and just draw 1 extra, which is a militaristic protect those planets, which is nice. And colonize, you can get rid of 2 ships and again get those 2, which is also cool. But now I have to decide who I'm going to start with. Now I saw this one, but then develop means you need money, so I probably won't be able to do this in first turn, so I'm not going to start with this one. Of Relic would allow me to get that planet immediately, and also gives me 2 relics and a discovery, which I can then use for other stuff, potentially to trade it in. So I don't know. Of Relic seems good because of that. I don't have anything. Well, research, but that's later on. Colonize, you need ships for that, and the correct planet. So trade just allows me to trade extra stuff. Well, I could start with RT-182 because he can immediately colonize the fire planet anyway. And then with a subspace sensor, that is research, I would get 1 relic. And then whenever I explore, I would get this as well, on top of everything. I think I'm going to start with RT-182. There we go. Okay, so actually I just did the first round, but I forgot to play one of these cards, which is huge. So I'm just reversing everything, remove the tokens that I already saw. So these are 2 new ones. The other ones are gone now. This one was still part of the beginning. That's okay. So let's do the first turn again. But this time I'm just going to look at my guys as well to see if this would make a difference. Because I'm sure it does. Alright, so we have the 2 ships already. And then what are we going to do? So my last time that I played, which is only minutes ago, I took this over, but then realized I didn't have enough stuff. So first let me give me money. So 3, and then this goes down to 2. Those are the steps. I've got the 3 actions, get money equal to production, then production -1, and then we begin. So I only have 3 gold. If I colonize this, I'll have 2 gold left. So with 2 gold left, there's not much I can do aside from making more ships. So because everything we search, everything requires gold. So it'd be to my advantage, for example, to have Horowitz join me, or to have Jorda join me, because both of them give me money. Especially Jorda gives me a lot of ships, but then I don't have that much strength, so a lot would be lost. So I think I'll take Horowitz, put her next to this, which allows me to get an extra ship, but also 3 gold, which is huge. And also, whenever I acquire influence, I also get 1 gold, and nominate becomes 1 cheaper, which is also pretty awesome. So with the R2-182, who's extremely adaptive, I can just colonize any planet, basically, wherever I am, which is really awesome, which is probably also why they don't give you money or anything else that's useful. All right, so I played that card already. I have a bunch of money now, and I can, I'm still going to colonize this one for 1 gold. That also increases my production by 1. And then I still have 2 steps left. Last time I explored, because I have 3 ships, I'm going to definitely lose 1 for sure. But now I can research for, for research for 3 gold. So I'm down to 2. And that means I get 1 relic already. And then when I explore, I get another relic and a discovery. So if I explore, I'm going to lose 1 ship. But at the moment, I don't have any protection whatsoever. So it's kind of annoying in this way. I think I will not do the research. I will do research actually, but I'll do laser weapons so I can keep 1 of my ships. And then I will explore nonetheless. And lose a ship to here. Boom. And I get another relic and 2 discovery. So another relic and 2 discovery. Okay. So those are my 3 steps. Then it's his turn. All right, first of all, he's going to take over a water planet, which he cannot. Although I think he can, because he has all the technologies are done, right? So that means that those technologies actually help, I mean. Okay, so they have all 9, the solo player, the virtual player, has all 9 technologies already done. One of them is may travel 1 system ahead. So I'm going to go out on a limb and expect that he can colonize whatever he sees at any time. So in this case, he's going to colonize a water world, which would be this. All right, there we go. And then he also has the top, the science one, which means he acquires 1 ship. Okay, there we go. And then the next one is a ice planet. There's no ice planets. I do believe it's called an ice planet. It does look like that. Arctic. Okay, Arctic. And then he has another science, so he gets another ship. So he has 4 ships now. All right, so that's his turn done. Then we look at the war phase. And then, of course, he's Overlord because he has way more ships than I do. But then he's not going to take over anything I have because it's protected. I have 1 ship, I have 1 strength, and also 1 planet. The strength doesn't even matter. Okay, the fact that I have enough ships to protect my planet means I'm protected. So then we lose ships according to the defense. So I only have 1 strength, so I can only keep 1 ship. So that's 1 horseshoe crab that's gone. He has 4 ships, so he doesn't lose anything. And then the Galactic Fleet moves. So he goes forward 1. This one is revealed, which is wow. And then move cubes that are here upwards, but that's not a problem. And that's it. Then we just do the second round. So for me, that means I get another 3 cubes to spend. I get another $3 because of my production, and production goes down 1. Okay, and then I don't have anything else that might happen, though abilities that are activated or whatever. Okay, and then we see what we're going to do, because I still want to do this and then explore that for what it could give me. So that's what I'm going to do first without checking anything else. Research this, so I'm down to 2 gold. Again, if you are willing to be on top of here, thank you. But I do get 1 relic immediately. And then when I do explore, I get all that. Now I think I gave myself 1 relic too many already last time, because there's only 1 there. Yeah, so I'm supposed to just have this, yeah. And then, like I said, I will explore again with my ship here. But then I'm going to have to make a ship to protect myself, I guess. I get 3 gold and 2 discovery. So 3 gold, hub, and 2 discovery. There we go. And then I'm going to manufacture, because otherwise my planet will be there ripe for the taking. So I spent 2 gold again to make a wait. I don't have to do that yet. Maybe I don't have to manufacture, because I could use one of these guys to come and help me out. So once again, I can use this to change the adaptation of my main faction, which is this one, or I can use it to get the bottom number, or I can use it to colonize one of the planets that I might not have, or I can just use it as a 3rd faction. I think I'm going to use it as a 3rd faction because I'll most likely colonize a 2nd planet, and then a 2nd planet would require more ships. And I think I'll be getting the Drorda here, because he gives me 2 gold, which is 7, gives me 2 ships, because this ship is destroyed. This is also gone, remember? Yep. And then he will be protected, he helps me be protected as well. All right, so then I still have 1 cube that I can use. My plan was to, and because I explored, I get another relic and discovery. Maybe I should be using these things, huh? But it's time for that. So if I look at the trade here, I could actually go and exchange 3 discoveries for 2, but I also could get more. I also could get, I'm going to do research. I'm going to terraforming, get rid of this, and that increases my production by 1. And that also allows me to colonize these barren planets, which I think will benefit me greatly down the line. All right, let's see what he does. First card is he will colonize a sunshine world, which will be this one. Secondly, it's purple, and purple means he acquires 2 influence, and then that influence later on might lead to more stuff. So next card is military. If your ships exceed your your strength, you lose 1, but they do not. I have 2 and I have 2, so it's fine. At the bottom is an Arctic planet, which he takes over there. So for now, he remains Overlord, right? As well. So that's the next phase, actually. He remains Overlord. He has way more ships than me, but I have 1 planet only. I have 2 ships, more than enough. He's not going to take anything from me. I am safe. So nothing happens there. Then you lose ships according to your strength, but it's okay. 2 strength, 2 ships, I'm fine. And then we move the Galactic Fleet forward. Up. This one is revealed. And I don't put any planets here or here, whatever, because it's 4 plus 3 plus. And that's it. Then the cubes move up. There's no cubes to be moved up. And then we just reset and start again. So I get 3 cubes. So 1, 2, 3. I get 3 gold, 10, and my production goes down 1. All right. And then let's see what we're going to do now. I have the exploration, but I don't think I'll be using that that much anymore. I do want to colonize, and I do want to find a way to use these relics. Although relics are just victory points by themselves already, so it's pretty good. I think I'm going to research Hub 1, which allows me to get advanced engineering and increase this, which means now my develop is -2. So if I develop this one, it will actually only cost me 5 instead of 7. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to develop this one, which means -5, thanks to this. So my cube is here, develop here, so it means I get 1 prestige, and then either 1 influence or 1 gold and 1 development. I'm gonna go for prestige, influence, because whenever I get 1 influence, I get 1 gold thanks to Horowitz. So also for nominate only 2 influence, so that would also help. All right, so then I still have 1 cube. I want to get more influence if possible. There's no real way to get that. I think if I do planetary shields, that would protect those developed places as well. I could do xenology as well. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. What am I going to do with my last cube? I have enough ships, so maybe I should just colonize a planet and have terraforming. So I think I'm going to get this planet here, which gives me 1 production and 1 discovery. All right. I think that'll be it. I still have my 2 ships, my 2 protections, so I'm not going to lose my planets or anything, so I'm fine. All right. This turn. So if my ships exceed my strength, I lose 1. They don't exceed, so that's fine. Oh wait, before I continue that, I'm supposed to use one of my cards as well, which I've forgotten. So obviously I'm going to use it for the bottom, and I'm going to spend the Ujamba, which will give me 1 prestige. There we go. So anyway, the ships thing doesn't happen. The frozen planet doesn't happen either. And then we have the humans, which is the science. He gets 1 ship. There we go. And then the bottom, they will get this planet. There we go. And then we do the war phase. Obviously, this has more than me. But once again, my planets are nicely protected with my ships. So there's no problem there. Nothing happens. He loses 1 ship because he only has 4 and not 5. And that's it. Then this one will move 1 forward again. This is revealed. Bum, 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 bum. And once again, these will not be covered because we're not playing with 3 or 4 players. Action cubes move up, but there's no action cubes anywhere to move up. And we go again. Okay, so then we go through the normal phase. Get 3 cubes, get $4, and it goes down to 3. And that's it. Then I can just start. All right, so I have these 3 that I can use. I think this time I might use it on a ship. But I need to start thinking about points. Now, my ideology is the spiritualist, is it? And for endgame scoring, I should have checked this earlier. For each 2 relics. So I already have 3 relics. And getting more relics, how do I get relics? By retrieving. So I can do it as much as I want. So I can basically just spend all my discovery by going to retrieve. But it's 3 gold and 1 discovery. So I could do like 3, but I could do that near the end, I guess. Now I want to nominate, and for nominate I need influence, and influence I can get where influence is from developing. So if I put one here, that costs me 5, down to 5, up, I get 1 prestige, and then I'll get 1 influence, which also gives me 1 gold, thanks to Horowitz. And then I can nominate here. It costs me 2 instead of 3, thanks to Horowitz again, and gives me 4 prestige points, so to 7. And then I feel like I should be trading some stuff, but then I don't really want to because I don't think it's really necessary. Like I could trade 3 for 2 points, but then I think the relics that I get at the end of the game are more valuable, no? How much does it give me? 1 point for each 2. So here I could spend 3 for 2. That's actually better. 3 for 2 instead of 4 for 2. Oh, but it's a relics, not this one. I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah. So, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? This is nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go here because I can do it thanks to the RT182, and that gives me 1 production, but also 1 influence, and of course 1 gold again. And then you might say, oh no, your planets are not protected, you only have 2 ships, but I can use Yojima. He's gonna give me a ship, so that protects me for now, but only for this round because I only have 2 defense. So back to him. All right, so military, if my ships exceed my strength, I lose 1 ship. So sadly it does, so that means all my planets are going to be unprotected. So there goes my horseshoe crab. And then he also takes over the leftmost sunshine planet, which is there. There we go. Then the next one is the science one. He acquires 1 ship. There we go. And then he also takes over an Arctic planet, which is not available. And then it is the war phase. So basically, he has more than me, which means he is going to acquire one of my unprotected planets selected by me. So I'm gonna allow him to take over this planet. So I lose this, this goes away. That's it. That's really sad. All right, so that's done. Move the Pacific fleets. There you go. And then move action cubes on the trade cards. Not necessary. Reset the player sequence to the next round. Okay. This is the final round. So let's see what we can do. I actually need to have, well, I get, first of all, my income production. So 1, 2, and 3. I get 4 gold coins, puts me on 11. This goes down to 3. And of course, now I'm going to go to retrieve, which is 3 times 3, so 9. And then also this. All of this gets me 3 relics. So I'll just take a 6. There we go. So it's basically 3 points, what that just gave me. And then I still have 2 cubes that I can use. Sadly, exploring gives me absolutely nothing because there's nothing to explore anymore. I should try to get a nominates, but to get a nominates, I need influence, and influence I can only get from developing. There's no planets that give me that either, so I don't think I can get any influence anymore. I do still have one research, so I could research warp drive, but it's not necessary. I could research plasma weapon, which also doesn't do much for me right now. Yeah. What else can I do with my last 2 cubes and these 2? So I could get more money. I think I will get more money by using a sud. It gives me 3 gold, which puts me back on 5. So I could colonize, but colonizing would, I think I underpaid for my last planet actually. I was supposed to put 3 gold, which I didn't do. So let's say, yeah, alright, so I cheated. Let's put the penalty now then, 2 gold. So I still need gold then. The only way to get gold or credits, I keep saying gold, but obviously it's credits. I don't really see where I could get. I could sell this for 5. I guess that's what I'll do. Sell this, for 5, back up to 7. Then I have 1 more cube. Where can I get points? I can't nominate. I can't develop. I could actually buy 2 points with 7 gold. That's what I'll do. So my gold goes down to 0, and I'll buy 2 points. That's it, and then let's see what he does for the final phase. Military, doesn't matter. He puts a cube on a fire planet. And then spiritual, remove the leftmost, not available. And he'll take a sunshine planet, which is not available. And then war phase, of course he wins, but he's not going to take over anything because my 2 planets are protected. So let's do final scoring then. Let's see. Alright, so prestige. 1 victory point for each prestige. So we're going to use this for victory points. Okay. So we have 9 points at the moment. Then the galaxy, 1 point for each planet I have, 2 points for each developed. So I just get 4 points. So that's 13. 1 victory points for each relic. So I have 6 of them. So that puts me on 19. All right. Then it is depending on the major ideology, which is spiritual. So 1 point for each 2 relics. That's another 3. So that puts me on 23. All right, so let's take 1 cube here to signify that we're at 20. And then that is it. Yeah, that's it. So for the solo game, once again, this guy does not get any points, right? He just plays and tries to stop you as much as possible. So I finished with 23 points. Is that a good score? I have no idea. But I do like the fact that you have to like create, well, let's say, should I do it early how I feel about it? I'm not going to do how I feel about it yet because just 1 game. I want to play again with different cards and everything and maybe even try a scenario and then say how I feel. But I guess I could do early stuff, right? Early stuff is that I like it. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of decisions to be made, but I think this one will be probably better with the scenarios, but even better with more people because then more stuff will happen. And then these positions will be really chased after, which will be good. Yeah, and also whoever's Galactic Overlord can actually take a planet that they didn't take before, which is nice because the AI doesn't take planets. So for example, if he was the Overlord, he'll only take my planets. He won't take another planet like this, for example. While if you do a multiplayer with human players and you're the Overlord and you cannot take another player's planet, you can just take any other planet and put your ship there because it also gives you points at the end of the game. If your faction goes for that. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like it. It doesn't take too long to play either. So yeah, happy I got it so far. Anyway, this was me. This was Joachim. And I always will be. So many games all the time. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.